Okay, welcome to another video in this series. This will be probably the easiest and quickest of all. This is just a small laundry room, shooting walk-in closets, laundry rooms, occasionally like small bathrooms with no mirrors, can sometimes be bedrooms even, can be the easiest rooms to shoot with the Flambient method. So let me just show you what I got going on the camera here. We have, as you can see, the +1 is still pretty hot. So if I lower it to +1/3, that's probably good. And then if I show you what we got going on for the shutter speed, I'm thinking we can just lower this to a full 250, ISO 200. Why not? No need to go this crazy. But just to show you how easy it is to light a small space like this with an 8200, that is like pitch black, and we're lighting it pretty much exclusively with flash. So you'll see how this looks here. Okay, so I'm going to lower my my shutter speed for the ambient here, because we don't need a whole lot when it's just a simple white room like this with no windows. Let's go over here with my crazy flash layer going on here, and we're gonna go down to, like, let's try an 1/8. We'll see what that does. I mean, that looks pretty perfect to me. I can maybe bring it down just a hair, but not by much, and I'm just popping right over the camera. Easy peasy. In rooms like this, you don't want to necessarily go too high, because then you're going to get some harsher shadows underneath certain objects. As you can see underneath the counter, it's not getting lit up very well. So in instances like this, just kind of center of the room can do the job just fine. So yeah, let's hop into the editing and you'll see how insanely fast this is to edit. Okay, everybody, welcome to the laundry room portion of the tutorial here, the editing bay. This will be a very simple, very straightforward set of images to process here. Yeah, so we're basically only going to really be using these two here. These other ones we're just dialing in the flash settings and showing you some different examples of things here. So let's go ahead and hit all of these here with our import preset. So yeah, looking at our ambient here, everything looks fine. We're right at the histogram. All of this looks okay. And then we were dialing in the flash power here. As you can see, this one was a tad too bright, ended up being so. So I backed it down probably just like 0.3 of a stop, and we're looking pretty good here. So we're probably going to end up using this one right here, has the most even light distribution. And like I showed in the actual shooting process, if you have the flash too close to the ceiling, you get much harsher shadows. You can see there's a harsher shadow here. It's darker under the counter, and the cabinets are casting much more of an extreme shadow here. Whereas when I have the flash a bit closer to the camera, to the center of the room, the lighting is a little bit more evenly distributed here. So if you think of the room as being like, here's the top, here's the bottom, you kind of want to have your flash be somewhere in the 1/2 to 3/4 range right here. You don't want to go too close unless you're maybe, you know, doing the flash pop for a ceiling fan pointed back. But generally, I like to try to have it as close to the center of the room as possible, just above the camera. So let's go ahead and dial in the white balance. This should be pretty straightforward. We're looking at 4150/23. That gives us 4418. Just take a few samples here. I mean, this honestly looks fine. I think this is pretty close to how it looked in real life. How is the exposure looking? It's okay. In instances like this, you can see this looks a bit brighter. And what we can do is back the highlights down to 75 to see if we can actually get any of this information back. So like going back and forth between this, just kind of looking, like we're definitely getting some of it back. So you can sometimes toy with, if you have hotspots, lower the highlights. It can sometimes flatten out the image a little bit, and you might need to give it like an exposure boost. So we'll just go with this. This is fine. So I'll pick that, and then this also looks fine. We'll pick that, and let's open these in Photoshop. Okay, so here they are in Photoshop, and just to show you how lightning fast this process is for a simple room like this, Control F2 is my shortcut for the basic Flambient with no alignment. Boom, done. You know, at this point you could do Control S, Control W to kick it back into Lightroom, and you would be right as rain. And just put your post-blend bump on it and move on with your life. But I am going to show something here. Some people like to, I had a comment on my Flambient for Large Rooms video, where a guy was talking about how the area underneath the chairs, I'll show an example here in the video from that frame. The area under the chairs is a bit discolored. And he asked how to kind of mitigate that and fix it. And in my opinion, I am of the opinion that, like, if I were to go back here in Lightroom and you look at the actual image here, this is definitely like a slightly different color. I mean, the shadow is changing the color somewhat just because of the hue, saturation, and brightness values down here. It's not going to be exactly the same as over here, but it is close. Oh, also, I accidentally, look at that. Wow, goes to show you how crazy white balance is with these different images here. But like, for example, if we were to go in here in Lightroom, and I use my color picker tool here. Not on that here. Let's make a stamped layer here. You can see, okay, I bring up the color picker here. Let's go to hue. So we're getting, you know, in this realm here, if you're looking right here, we're definitely in the yellows. Then we go over here. It gets a little bit more yellow, but not by much. Not by much. You can see it's a little more orange over here, slightly more yellow over here. Very mild discoloration. But if this does bother you, you can actually fix this if you so desire. And I'll show you how you could do that here. Just a very simple, flatten the image, just use a very simple color fill layer like usual. So let's sample over here. We have 3x3 average. So that's looking fine right there. I'm going to go ahead and use the object selection tool, select the floor, and just all the areas that we actually don't want to affect here. This little pip, this little outlet, this countertop. Okay, that's all fine. Do I want to attempt to get like the trim? Will it get the trim? Can it get the trim? Should it get the trim? It won't get the trim. Control-Shift-I to invert the selection. B for brush. Come into the layer mask here. Let's just paint in some of this new color. As you can see, it is changing it somewhat. And then the two questions you kind of have to ask yourself. Let's blend in a little bit extra here. The question you kind of have to ask yourself. This is the before, after. It definitely changes some of that yellow up in there. Let's maybe drop it to 50%, make it look a little more natural. There we go, that's better. The question you have to ask yourself is like, is this worth the time? And is it actually like natural and realistic, and is it helping the image? That's what you should be asking yourself whenever you make a color correction. Like, for example, I have this area up here of the ceiling. It looks a little bit different color than the rest. It's like, do I want to take the time to go up there and fix that and make it look more like the rest, or is this image okay? It's a laundry room on a real estate listing, you know? Do we need to like fret and get like Kubrick level artistic on this stuff, or is it fine? Ask yourself those questions, and whatever, you know, wherever your values and convictions end up, I think is valid. I really just want people to be asking those questions of themselves before they're just like, it should be this way. It's like, well, why? So yeah, that does fix it down there a little bit. And if we come in for the color picker here, we take a look, let's go to hue again. Yeah, definitely. It's not by much. You can see it's like, it's a little bit closer now, but we're still in the same area. So, yeah, that fixes it. Control S, Control W. Let's close this out. Oh no, my background again. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so here it is back in Lightroom. Post blend bump looks nice. Yeah, look how crisp that white is on the cabinets. Great. Let's bump the exposure down, and we'll increase our contrast in whites again. Look at that. It's got a nice punch to it. Here you can definitely see a little bit more of that kind of uglier color. And at this point, if you wanted to, you could right-click, edit in Photoshop, edit original, and then fix it, hit save, and it will just update this file in Lightroom for you. But I think it's okay. It's a laundry room. So yeah, here I would do my constrained crop of 5, hit vertical, and call it a day. Like I said, these are really easy rooms to shoot and edit. Takes, you know, probably 30 seconds to shoot, 30 seconds to edit, a minute for the photo, looks good, and you can move on with your life. So that is the laundry room done. We have one video left in the series at the moment, and that will be the primary bathroom. So I will see you in that video.